What's up, people? I'm Indy. That's Jay
Hey,
right
everybody.
there with the orange hat, the orange rim.
I should
brim.
really get the brewery to sponsor me since I wear their hat like on every stream we
Right.
do now.
What is that?
Just get like I don't need money. I just need free kegs. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's what it's the beer thing.
Yeah, it's the brewery that's like literally at the bottom of the mountain we're on.
Yeah. Put a little.
If you're in Boone,
banner.
go to Appalachian Mountain Brewery.
Boone, North Carolina.
But so Boone is famous for two things. One, the Appalachian State football team before they were Division One won back-to-back national championships, but more importantly, defeated Michigan at Michigan the year after they won the national championship. And then the other thing they're famous for is they were featured on Big Bang Theory when Sheldon said that there was no way he was moving to a town named after Daniel Boone. And that's Boone in a nutshell.
That's Boone in a nutshell. Wow. Our town's never been featured in a movie, but close by, but that's it.
We used to have a lot of movies that were filmed here in North Carolina. The Hunger Games was filmed actually not far from where I am. And Wilmington down the coast used to have a big movie, like Dawson's Creek was down there, and a lot of movies. And then our government decided that we didn't need the tax incentives for video games and movies anymore. And all of that shit moved to Georgia. So you're welcome, Atlanta.
There's tax incentives. I wonder if there's tax incentives in other, like in Canada, I know you can get grants to pay for stuff.
Canada has so there's a gigantic media fund that gives out like millions in Canada. And then each province has their own sort of grants and different incentives and things like that. They're really, really good about it. And they've created an awesome, atmosphere for development in Canada. But a lot of countries, and one of the things that's in the news this week is, in the UK, they've announced the latest 11 companies that received development grants. And so no matter where you are, although I will say in the US, your chances are limited, definitely check out where you can find some grants and incentives. Just like, I know Georgia has them for film, which means they probably have them for games, but I'm not going to promise you that.
Usually media, it's for media.
Yeah, exactly. The Louisiana has a lot of them, I know. I have to look into it. Huh. But yeah, there's a lot. I mean, the opportunities now that the world is seeing how much money games can bring in, they're, wait, hold on. I just flipped over to the stream and I'm hearing myself. They're starting to pay attention and go, oh my God, this is something we should probably, encourage. And, we agree.
Yeah.
I am like super zoomed in today, aren't I?
Yeah.
Hold on, I'll see if I can work on that. So what's up in your world? You were playing a new game last night.
Outpost Zero. Yeah. It was one of those Twitch bounties that Twitch is for partnered streamers that Twitch is trying to implement, and I'm like one of the testers, I guess. So it's kind of like getting basically a sponsored stream. We will pay you if you have X amount of viewers for an hour. And they're really working on the different ways to, and they're finessing it, and so that's kind of cool. All I do is I go to the bounty page and I say, oh, I want to do this bounty, and I click it, and then in a couple days I get a key, and they're like, okay, you can go ahead and do it. They're trying to make it where you get the key faster, because it takes like 2 to 3 days. But I mean, really, if you're a partnered streamer, it's a good supplement to your income, and you get free games, and you get to try out something new and different. Plus, they're also doing, like, if you play this video of something for an hour, and it was, I can't remember what it was for. It was for some conference or something. So that's kind of a cool, neat thing that they're working on. Especially if you have those days where you're like, I don't know what I want to stream today. I'm like, there we go. Well, yeah, especially if they do it where it's that quick,
Well, yeah.
But I'm sure Twitch is seeing like
2 or 3 days.
God, look at all these companies They are paying live streamers to do things. I want my hand in there. So they get their hand in there and all right. All right.
So we're going to hit news today. We're going to, Indy has told me we need to keep it as close to an hour as possible because he needs to go outside and play with his friends.
Yep.
Or inside.
Inside. The new season for my role playing starts today, and I'm just hoping that the server is not going to be full. That's what happened with another game. Oh, I was going to do Ark, but the server is full. It's full, and I was never able to get on. But we'll see what happens. All right, so the first things first is we have our PC Publisher Guide giveaway. Dun, 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 dun.
Yes.
Here's a link to
Remember that thing that we talked about last week that I wasn't going to use the stream to promote, but, why not? Yeah, we're doing that now.
I want to have a look at the Gleam here. $750 value. 11 ways to enter. 35. 11. View this page and enter nights. 35. Oh, look, you really finessed this one. Enter using Twitter, follow, retweet.
Totally learning. The so the first thing everybody's going to look at is like, how is that indie friendly at $750? Because that's cheap, honestly. When we go out and do full blown campaigns to find publishers and things like that, it can cost thousands of dollars a month to have somebody, a consultant, someone with a lot of experience coming in and pitching your product. You look at things like how much is it going to cost you to go to a show and promote? How much is it going to cost even to just, if you do something on a percentage basis? Most companies or agents are going to charge you 10, 15%. And so we tried to get it in there where, we have to make money, but at the same time, there's a lot of value in there and it's not overly expensive. So we're going to give away one just to see, make sure it's out there and see who likes it and, get feedback, because we're going to have a mobile publisher one that's in the works right now, as well as one focusing on console publishers.
Yeah, that's a good idea. It's good idea. Because it's hard to. So let's see. Let me look at that link real quick. Again, it's has a name, company name, website, company, LinkedIn, link to Steam Spy page, and number of games the company has published on Steam. That way you can look at it and see. Because you know what, if you're working on an RTS or something, you don't want a publisher that just publishes adventure games or first-person shooters. You want to make sure and get the right publisher. For sure.
Yeah, it's imperative that when you're looking for your publisher, that you find the right one and you ask the right questions. And that is actually the first part of that book. It's how you go about doing that and
the white paper
choices.
Nice.
Yep, put that in there for them as well. That way, it's not just a phone book. Basically, it's there is some good links in there to find what you need.
50 pages of publishers.
And there's 250 companies that publish PC games, and over 250. And we just saw, we've got a news article today about the developer behind Arizona Sunshine has launched a publishing company. You get a lot. One of the things that the digital revolution has brought along, where these companies can self-publish, is you're getting a lot of developers who have success, and then they go and share that success with other developers. The Goat Simulator guys, and I'm completely drawing a blank on the name of the company, but they have a very robust publishing system now, and that's what Arizona Sunshine's doing. And it's, once you get out there from a developer point of view and you see success with your game, and you have at least somewhat of a basic understanding of how you got that success,
you could share that and do that for other people. Yeah, and then
exactly.
That is a new revenue stream for you.
Coffee Stain Studios, that's who did Goat Simulator. They've got a very good publishing operation now. And the second benefit is a lot of these things are very I did it again. I keep opening up the stream on my own, whatever. a lot of these developers are very indie friendly because they were indies themselves.
Okay, so Arizona Sunshine Dev Vertigo Games launches VR publishing company. They're
Which
the
you do
developer
not
of
see a lot of at all.
Arizona Sunshine and Skyworld. I'm gonna have to play Arizona Sunshine now that I have VR.
So did you play? Or you got your Oculus last night? Did you play anything?
I played the intro thing. I'm gonna have to figure out how to, because I wanted to hook it up. I have the 2 PC system. I got it working, and then I tried to get it to where I could capture like with the 2 PC system, but I'm not gonna be able to. So I'm gonna have to hook it up and stream and play from the same PC, which kind of defeats the whole purpose of a dual PC system. But and I don't know if I'll be able to do it. I hope so. I mean, I should. I've got enough RAM and stuff to be able to do it. So, but the ones I'm going to get Rick and Morty. Because I love Rick and Morty. I know it's old, but and then Beat Saber I'll probably get. That'll be some good exercise for me.
I got that. I've been playing it. It's good.
Good exercise.
I'm I'm yet to the part where I'm successful enough to make it exercise. Even on, I've done them on normal and hard, and when I'm doing it on hard, it's all I can do to keep up with the thing in the first place.
How much area do you have for your VR? You have like a big area, or?
Yeah, I've got a big area. That's what that side of the office is. It's, I've got a TV over there and a couch and basically a big space in the floor for VR. So I've got a decent amount of room I can move around. It's probably 3 meters by 3 meters.
Yeah, right now I just have, it's like just a few feet front and back, and then maybe 6 feet wide. But if I move my desk forward, we're actually thinking about moving. After next month, we're going to fly up to Spokane and look at some houses. And so part of the thing is to have a bigger office. So if I do that, I'll probably just paint all the walls green for a green screen. And then the walls and the floor.
That's what I saw, some streamer that my son was watching, and I'm like, wow, they've got their green screens everywhere. And then it showed up from another angle, and I'm like, oh, they painted the entire room green.
Yeah. There's also green screen software, but it looks meh. Okay, so Arizona Sunshine, let's see, Vertical Arcades has already signed on over 300 partners in 40 countries around the world, including Nomadic, Springboard VR, VR Junkies, Synthesis VR, and Valve. So this is for the VR, by connecting them through its VR Arcade Suite, a content launcher for free roaming location-based VR titles. Interesting. So the suite also includes an API for integrating a variety of key arcade features such as tracking system peripherals, spectator functionality, and mixed reality options. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah. I think we're seeing a lot of, seeing a lot of growth in that whole, VR as a arcade type thing.
Well, there has to be growth because honestly, just having VR games, it's cool, but there's got to be some way for it to, to become more popular and easier accessible.
Well, yeah, and that's part of the thing. It's like you've got to make sure that it's somewhat affordable to get the kits and all of that sort of stuff. And so, that's a lot of what we're relying on. And it's like I got a Daydream headset because they were on ridiculous sale the other week, but I haven't used it at all.
Is that the mobile one?
Mm-hmm.
I used it a couple times and it was neat. Mine has a little controller with it, and I got it for $30 or whatever. Oh no, actually I got it when I got my Samsung. It's a Samsung headset. It's for when I bought my Samsung S8. It took them 3 months to send it to me, it's neat. You have a little thing that you can point with and click and shoot, and it has a trigger. But You know, I think VR stuff really needs to be. You need to be able to get a decent VR two-handed control for like under $200.
Yeah.
That's where the price point needs to be. $199, something like that.
Yeah, I agree. But hopefully it's going to get there.
Yeah.
Because mine sat in the corner for months until my son was like, "Dad, I want to play. I want to play this. Let's play it. Let's do it. Let's get it." And once we've got it, now that we've got it set up again, I'm like, yeah, I forgot how much fun this was.
The intro video for me, or the intro game, was pretty awesome for me. I thought that was really cool.
But and the one, did you do the one for Steam? There's one that Steam did, and it's probably just for Vive, but it was really fun too.
No, I didn't. I got it hooked up to the game Hellfire, Archangel Hellfire, which is you're like a big mech. I got it hooked up for that. I had entered a tournament. They haven't got back to me about if I'm going to get in the tournament or not, but it looks super fun. There's quite a bit of people playing it. Archangel Hellfire.
Here's your bonus video for the day. See if that actually worked.
Instagram?
Yeah, that's my son playing.
Hey, thank you for the follow. Cog Whistle, thanks for the follow.
Thank you. We are actually working on new alerts. That was weird. Is my hand like see-through?
Yeah, it's just a little touchy. It's because you're sitting close. Your hat does it too a little bit.
Oh, you're right. I tried to scoot back so I wasn't like so face first in the camera. Yeah, that's him playing Job Simulator.
Oh, neat. They say you're supposed to be over 13 to use those, but because it does something to your eyes.
Yeah, and I don't let him play it for hours on end. He gets little bursts every now and then. If he does well, it's a reward type thing.
Here, kid, fry your brain.
Yeah. They had a cartoon I saw like a year or so ago, and it was like, back when we were growing up and our parents were like, "Don't sit so close to the TV, you're ruining your eyes." And then the next panel over was, somebody with a VR headset strapped to his face. I was like, yeah, how's that going for us?
Divinorium, what's up? Div in the house. Did you see the giveaway? Let me post it. Let me link that again. Bam. All right, what are we looking at here next? Solo indie developers after Steam Direct. What is that article about, Jay?
So it's one of the teams they're basically walking through how the indie scene has changed since Greenlight got destroyed. And a lot of it is, I've only glanced through the article, but I certainly don't want to sit here and read the entire thing, verbatim. What they're seeing now is a lot of what we saw on mobile, and it's not anything that's going to be any shock to anyone. It's getting oversaturated, or it is oversaturated. And we shared that whole graph that I put together for the launches per platform type thing. So, it's them talking through, ways of, what they tried in order to get marketing, so to speak. But it's an interesting, I always like, going through these blog posts from other developers because it's, they're speaking from experience. It's not just, somebody preaching to you all the time.
Yeah. But his second to last paragraph, but where should solo indie developers go to find their players? With Steam's new recommended curation, there is even less of a chance for new indie games to be seen now. We are moving into a new era of quantity over quality, and the solo indie developers might have missed the boat. Does anyone have a life vest? That's pretty sad. Hey, what's up, Aaron? How's it going, dude?
There's actually hold on, I can find it. Our friend Heine has a new Steam curation list. got to.
Where does he find the
it.
time to do all that stuff? That's what I want to
I don't know. I think he has a time machine.
He's got to. Like, was it pauses time and then.
That is my only, option, because it is. It's he's all over the place. Here we go. I'll paste this in here. Tiny Steam list. So yeah, he's going through and putting, notable indie games, and he's, playing through them a little bit and giving some feedback on it. But, it goes back to what we're saying. You have to have a marketing plan. You have to look into marketing for, our games today. I got another email this week from a developer that said, we're ready to launch our game. We need marketing help, but we don't have a marketing budget. And I was like, I can't help you. I can give you some tips on where you should go and what you should do, but, getting to the end of your game, being ready to release it and not having a budget to do any sort of marketing is a recipe for disaster, basically.
Good Lord, he's got freaking 11 pages.
Yeah. So here's the other theory. There's actually more than one Heine. That's the other.
Heine's. Well, he started writing them in July 2017. So. Is that what that said? Oh, no, July 17th. July 2017. What am I even thinking? Heine's? What is this list? What are you talking about exactly? The list of publishers, or are you talking about Heine's list? This is Heine's curation list.
It's a Steam list of indie games.
I will do a lot of from the hip previews, which may be altered later.
So also, while I just jumped over and, before I forget, the Business of Games Summit is going on right now.
Right now.
It started yesterday. And so it's 100% absolutely positively free.
You got that link?
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Also announce who won the other giveaway.
Oh, yes. In the event that you're here, because I have not heard back from you. Hold on, I gotta find my Gleam account.
Uh-oh.
What was that?
Oh.
Oh, you uh-ohing the ping that you just heard?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was
Remember that?
That was mine. No, it was just a little ding ding. Winner. Man, there's a lot of links to go through on this thing. Dairy and Knife from LA. You won, and I emailed you, but I haven't heard back from you. So let me know so we can get you your pass. And so if anybody out there has ideas or wishes,
of course, yeah, post it wherever you want.
Yeah, Dev, you can absolutely,
post it everywhere.
Feel free to publicize us.
Yeah.
Always. If there are things that you would like to see us give away, let us know, because this is new. Andy's just got me started on this whole giveaway things, and I like doing it.
We're going to give away Jay's hat.
I want to make sure that we're giving away stuff that you actually want. So, and keep it reasonable. I'm not buying anybody cars, so.
I would enter that giveaway.
You want my hat? I can hook you up with a hat.
There we go. Hold your hand up to this camera, kind of.
What?
Just hold it up. Okay, that's better. I fixed the green screen. You want Jay's hat? Next, you'll be asking for his underwear.
Well, I would,
There is more than one Heine I just read. Yes. We were just looking at your Steam curation list, and I was like, how in the hell does he have so much time to do all this stuff? And we figured out that you either have a time machine or there's multiple Heinies.
He's like Agent Smith
Mm-hmm.
in Matrix.
Yeah.
There's a whole bunch of them. They're everywhere.
The reign of Heine. Oh, Sri helped you out. I knew it. Multiple Heinies.
There are more than one Heinies. There's a Sri Heine.
Well, that works.
So yeah, Business of Indie Game Summit is going on now. It started yesterday. It goes through Friday. It's 100% free. So absolutely get over there, check it out, learn some stuff. Then if you want 100%, scoot over a little bit so I'm a little closer to the middle of the camera. You want access to the stuff like permanently, then hit them up, and it's like, no, it went up. It's like $150 right now. But it's even if you just sit and watch today and tomorrow and Friday, it's a very, very good opportunity to get some free knowledge. Like, we're both so got too many links open up on our pages, and we're losing track here.
You'll have to postpone the whole curator stuff. Why is that?
Let me see what they're talking about right now.
What?
And
What do you recommend first from the summit? Like if you only have a limited time.
Let me look and see what they're talking about today. Here is a link.
Ah, that makes sense, Heine.
To the actual, wait, no, never mind, not a link. If you go to that link, then there's a button that says full agenda. So obviously all the stuff from yesterday is over with. Today, they don't have times on here.
Some kind
So
of
there's a whole talk from David from Acapara Games on getting your game financed. There's a talk from Tim Chaney of Ammo City on a deep dive into the publisher market for indies, how to pitch it, how to get published. There's some more specialized ones. There's one on UK tax investment. There's some stuff on getting ready for live ops, post-launch, which is something that even if you're not thinking about doing it, I highly recommend you researching, because that's the way that games are going. You can't just launch a game anymore and be done. So tomorrow they have a talk from Dr. Peter Zakariason. I probably crucified his name. How to build a market strategy for indie marketing and what people are doing wrong now. Marcus Howard, who is the co-founder of Project MQ, has a talk on finding ways to connect, support, and grow your community. There's a lot of good stuff. The beauty of this summit is it's all for indie developers. It's like you go to GDC, and over the course of a week, they've got tracks and lectures on anything remotely possibly touching video games. And the same goes with a lot of the other conferences. But this one, every single thing is something that you as an indie developer are going to get some value out of. There's a talk tomorrow on using data to find the best global market for your game. There's actually several ones. Kate Edwards, who used to be the executive director of the IGDA, is giving a talk on culturalization, which is an offshoot of localization, which we've talked about, to maximize your stuff. There's a lot of good stuff on here. I mean, it's one of those that I highly recommend, checking it out. Even if you don't have the pass and you do everything, just, put it on behind your screen, behind where you're working, and listen to it and take notes throughout the day.
There we go. So Heine says he wants to do something like that on a future website that you were working on or that company is working on, Heine.
I think he is working on.
Neat.
Yes.
So where would you recommend trying to find an artist for your game? What should you look for? What kind of artist exactly? Like a pixel artist, a 3D artist, a background artist?
And what's your budget?
Yeah, Deviant Art is good. Yeah, what's the budget? That's super important.
That's the thing, and and I constantly see it, and I constantly kind of just shake my head because you get a lot of these companies that are like, we need, we want somebody to work with us on a game for profit share, and you're just not going to get good work like that. If you want to have something professionally done, you got to treat them like a professional. You got to pay them. But yeah, Deviant Art is good. Reddit is good. You're already there. You know about the Reddit. But there's not just a site that you can go to my knowledge, that has a listing. Let me check Umio real quick while we're on here.
Umio, yes.
However you pronounce Sebastian's site. So there is an animation sub on his art, sound and audio art. Yeah. So here you go, Div.
$300 a month. Keep in mind that you're Brazilian.
So go to that page. There's several companies that do art outsourcing and artists in there.
Or you could straight up hit up Fiverr.
Yeah, but you got to be careful doing something like that on Fiverr, though. Just from, one of the problems with Fiverr is that you've got to be sure that you're not getting a lot of stuff that's actually ripped off or art. There's a lot of cases where people have gotten art commissioned and then gone and looked at it, did a reverse image search on Google and found out that it wasn't even made for them. It was somebody else's that got, rehashed. And especially if you're doing something for commercial release, you just really got to be careful that you've got all the right, permissions and the stuff is, legit and that kind of good stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you can't go to Fiverr, but just be very, 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 very careful on Fiverr.
Because a lot of people just do that stuff and they use templates and.
Yep. And like Heidi says, there's a lot of art outsourcing studios in Southeast Asia, in particular the Philippines, which will be able to give you more bang for your buck than going somewhere in the US or Western Europe. That's a good, how much should I expect to work with? How much should I expect to work with that budget? It's going to vary. There's no good answer I can give you. I would recommend don't give out your budget immediately, because the minute you give out a budget, everybody's like, oh yeah, I can do it for that amount. And they may have been going to charge you $150 a month, but now you told them you had 300 and that's what they're going to charge you. Put it together like an RFP. This is what you've seen need done. This is when you need it done. Here are some examples. Some of the folks, especially the art outsourcing companies, will actually create do a test piece for you. Years ago, and it's one of those, yes, I'm sure I have this somewhere, but I can't disclose it and give it out there anyway. One of the companies that we were working with, one of the publishers needed art outsourcing, and they put together a fantastic RFP that said, here's the art style of the game. Here's a sample of something we would like it to look like, when you're looking at the 2D art. And, they had people do art tests for them and see who they like. That's a good way of judging somebody's professionalism and making sure that you're not getting something that's not just ripped off.
Yep.
You have to be very, very clear, when you do your communication, though, like Heini was talking about, because I've seen, companies that are fantastic, but, what you say and what they hear isn't necessarily the same thing. And we had this on a game years and years ago. We were doing a hidden object title, and we asked the developer to put in a couple of barns. Well, we're from the South, in the U.S. To us, like, everybody knows what a barn looks like, and that's not the case, obviously. So we had to go out and take pictures and send it over to them, and so they're like, "Oh, okay, yeah," and we got it right. So, you've got to make sure your communication's clear, and it's going to be a little more difficult when you're dealing with countries that don't have English as a second language. But I would say even, and I know you're in Brazil and Spanish isn't the language, Portuguese is, but there's a lot of companies in Central and South America that could probably do well for that kind of budget too. Yes, we could do that.
What you need to have clear when start to look. Yeah. Oh, that is a good idea. That's a really good idea.
I've got, you know what? I can probably cheat. And while Indy talks about our next little news item, I have an old lecture on finding a partner that's like not just necessarily publishers, but just a partner in general.
Yeah, for artists though, it's like some people charge a lot, some people don't charge very much. Like, for example, Twitch emotes, you might get someone to charge you $5 for a Twitch emote. Then you might also have someone charge you $35 or maybe $250 for one emote. It all just depends on, what the artist feels they're worth, what their value is. And a lot of people, will charge a lot of money. And that doesn't mean it's bad. It's just like if you have a budget, you got a budget. All right, so what is this? UK Games Fund reveals 11 companies to receive dev grants. That's cool. UK, and this is today. 11 projects to be awarded development grants from its latest funding round. Well, let's go down the list here. Let me bring up this. The full list of companies is right here. Here we go. Let's have a look at it. Open. Ant Workshop, Polygon Treehouse, High Tree Frog, Auroch Digital, Future Lab, Slacker Games, Stormcloud Games, Sig Trap, Denki, Qubit Studios, and Enter Yes. Dead End Job merges a frantic, addictive, highly replayable gameplay of a procedurally generated twin stick shooter with the iconic look of a 90s cartoon. Interesting. I haven't ever heard of these studios.
That's why they're getting grants, so people can hear of them.
War Striders is set in an alternative universe where the war to end all wars didn't end in 1918.
I got another one for you too, Indy.
Okay.
Because we were talking about the funding options.
Right. Pastoral Boy, what's up? That's what we're doing tomorrow?
We can. I found my deck.
You can always watch the VOD on here and also the video on YouTube. The video on YouTube goes up this weekend.
It's on tape delay.
Yep.
So
let's see. There's round 1, round 2, round 3. Oh, there's different rounds.
So if we have any of our friends from Canada in the stream today, you are very, very familiar with the CMF, Canadian Media Fund. And this is the one that they hands out millions to
millions of dollars
developers in Canada.
Okay.
But you can actually go on their site and find a list of funded projects because it's public money, so they kind of have to tell everybody where it went. But there's a whole database on, who they've done, who they've funded and all of that sort of stuff, when the deadlines are, and that. They even have a link on finding a co-production partner, because it's like you don't have to have the entire game developed in Canada, just a certain percentage of it. And so they can even help you get out there and find some people to get it done. But this is an example of it's just available in Canada. And it's a fairly arduous application process. That it takes a while to get a submission done, but you get it and you're good to go. You can't be there tomorrow, Div? All right. You requested it, so we can do it when you want to do it. Let me know if you want us to do it next week at this time. We can do it then. I don't want you to give us an idea of a show to do and then us do it and you can't even be here for it. That's kind of shitty. You still here, Andy?
I am still here.
Oh, okay. All right. Mighty quiet over there. I thought I lost you.
I know. If you would have lost me, then you.
Oh, that's right. The whole stream would have gone down. You're hosting it. Never mind.
It would have died. Okay. You checked out the Canadian Media Fund? Sorry, I got totally.
Got a link in there for people to see it.
Yeah, I put it in the FAQ as well. What are we looking at next? Mini Metro has sold 1 million units and is coming to Mightier. What is Mightier exactly?
I had never heard of it until I saw this article, but it's super, super cool. It is a site with bio-responsive games, for kids. It's something that's very good. It's one of those things that we're like, I'm always happy to help, find ways to use what we know, in the video game world to do something good in the world, and use our powers for good. And this is a site that has several games on it.
Boston Children's Hospital.
Yeah. They all have some sort of benefit, and I haven't had a chance to go through it, completely yet, but they're all games for good type things.
Yeah, it says platform can I read? That focuses on using games to help teach kids to better regulate their emotions. 15 other games, including titles like You Must Build a Boat and Race the Sun, have been released on the platform since 2016. Interesting.
Practice calming down. If you go to the page on, how it works, it makes emotions visible. So there's a bio heart rate monitor that you need to wear. And then if your stress level goes up, the games get harder. So you practice calming. God, I should use this. You practice calming, and de-stressing while you're playing, a game. So kudos. I mean, congratulations to Dinosaur Polo Club. 1 million units is 1 million units. That's awesome. But then, it's very cool that they're, adding their game to Mightier.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. So smoking weed before playing it would be considered cheating? Probably.
Possibly. I don't know. If you get like overly nervous and anxious
when you smoke weed,
that could be you could get absolutely lost in it.
Okay, let's see, mightier.com. Here, let's pull up the site because I just pulled up the article. Bam. Mightier. That's pretty cool.
A lot of the games I play actually contribute to my stress level. So I'm, wondering how that would work out. I don't think something like, Keep Talking or Everyone Explodes would be a good fit for their platform, but
I'm going to play this little video here. Discussion about game addiction, since there are so many myths, Dark Souls.
Do we really want to open up that rabbit hole, Heine? This could be as bad as the what's an indie game, discussion. Well, do you want to, we can absolutely have that discussion tomorrow if you want to, since we moved Divs Talk to next week.
Yeah.
You want to talk about game addiction tomorrow?
It'd be at 12:30. 12:30 PST.
All right. Now we have a show for tomorrow.
Game addiction with Heine. Hanging with Heine. Game addiction.
So glad that you and I spend so much time putting together these, plans for our shows, Andy. I mean, it's amazing how professional we are.
That's how it happens. That's how it happens. What is that game? Swipe the food. Space Invaders. That'll stress you out.
Play Galaga. Absolutely
Love
no
that
stress
game.
in that whatsoever.
Xavius. Or Xavius, whatever people want to call it. Xavius. All right, what are we looking at here now? In today's news, Epic is basically printing money.
Yes. There's 2 articles today. One, the Sensor Tower is estimating that Fortnite is bringing in $2 million
a month.
Day.
Oh, a day?
That was a day. Which one is it?
Maybe it's a day, and that's mobile.
That's just iOS.
$2 million a day in iOS. Jeez. Here, let's go to this right here. $2 million a day in daily revenue since the game's 5th season kicked off on July 12th. Prior to the start of the season 5, Fortnite averaged just $1.2 million. Would make sense if Flappy Bird made $50K a day. Jeez.
Yeah. The who is it? Bloomberg or one of the other, Wedbush Securities. I can never pronounce that properly. And you see a lot of investment type news in our industry coming from Michael Pachter. He's estimating that soon Epic will be worth as much as $8 billion.
Jeez. And then Microsoft will buy it.
Somebody's going to. Not Tencent already owns. Hold on. Let's see how much Tencent owns.
Because Fortnite is one of those games that they can just keep adding to. Microsoft.
And the way that they're doing this, so Tencent actually.
Disney will buy them.
Oh my God. You want to talk about your investment? All right, here's the article from 2013. So 5 years ago, Tencent paid $330 million for a 40% stake in Epic. Now it could be worth $8 billion. That's a good investment.
You think? Holy crap. That's insane.
How to turn $330 million into just under $2 billion in the course of 5 years. Wow.
30 million.
So Spielmaker, it would be interesting, but it's one of those stats that we'll probably never know, since you can't legally buy anything unless you're 13 online. But I mean, I can tell you from my own son that there's a whole lot of, I want that, I want that, I want that. But the good thing about, proud of him for this because he has better money management skills than I do. He'll look at something and he'll see a skin and go, "Oh, Dad, I want that skin." I was like, "All right, well, it has to come out of your money. How much is it?" Like, "That skin's $20." He's like, "Oh, okay, never mind." Wow, yeah, you have better, skills than I do at this.
Right.
I don't think they were about to fold, dude. They've got too many other things they make a ton of money off of the Unreal Engine.
Yeah.
In general.
Ton.
They may have ended up shutting down the studio that was doing that MOBA, but they weren't going to break. Epic's got a very stable, very stable ecosystem of revenue. And yeah, that's exactly why what I tell him is, as well, Heine. It's like, you're going to spend $20 for a skin when you can go out and get a whole new game for that. So he ended up taking his money and buying the Lego Ninjago game, which was on sale.
Ninjago.
He's all excited about that. But yeah, he basically has, more sense with money than I do. All right, so I know, Indy, you got to go. You got a play date.
I do have a play date.
So what else have we got on the pipeline for today?
That's it. That's the last article.
Oh, well, damn, we timed that good.
We are. Unless anybody else wants to talk about anything.
So tomorrow, Heidi has volunteered to be on, and we're going to talk about addiction in games, and how not to get your kids to spend money on microtransactions.
Yeah,
because that's a very good thing. Check out the giveaway. We're going to give away one of our gods.
One of our gods?
Well, that too. I mean, I have no problem with you putting shrines up to it.
Oh, that's how North Carolinians say guide is gods. Yes. One of our gods. Okay, I was like,
now you got me messed up. Now I can't say it properly. So we're going to do that. Check out the Business of Indie Game Summit, because yes, it is absolutely free.
You're the in-between guy concerning addictions, kicking both sides. So you're like devil's advocate. The devil's advocate.
I'm the same way. I'll totally argue against you. You pick a side, I'll pick a side tomorrow, and we'll argue.
Spoke about a list your company we're putting together with publisher styles and all that. I'm curious here. I can purchase said information. That's what the giveaway's for.
That's what the giveaway's for. We're going to give away a free one. The actual store.
You made it. And we're just leaving. Great, Gamer. Jeez.
Gamer, you are absolutely awesome at getting here at the end of our streams. Hold on a second, Div. I will put the link to the store up. Well, if you want to cheat, you can win one. I mean, you can just absolutely buy one right there.
It'd be fun to do also for a show is sometimes just like have an open discussion, have like a Discord chat room open, and then have like
we can absolutely do that.
5-10 people in there, and we can all argue and talk crap and just have a random whatever happens kind of show. You notice the lag has reduced drastically in the last 12 months. The lag to the show? What lag to what? Oh, via Twitch. Yes, because they have a low latency mode. Yeah, there's a low latency mode that people can enable.
And that's what, the beauty of competition does for us.
Yeah.
Because
thank God.
Mixer is like completely straight up, damn near instant. And so Twitch had to step up their game.
Yeah.
But we got Twitch, we've got Mixer, Facebook's got one. There's a few. Caffeine, super low latency. That's it. Yeah, I was gonna say there's Caffeine. That's what I was thinking of. And now Steam is letting you. We didn't talk about that. We talked about it more. Steam's update that has a whole new chat system and all of that. It looks like Discord. And also, developers can live stream from their pages, which we got to talk about that more, Jay. Yes, we do.